Hey,
Hello, excited utterance here, and guess what? I have
a Dolly
this
talk.
unusual guest
I
next to me who
know.
I
You've
never have
never
had
seen
on
me.
before.
And we're
No,
going
never.
live.
Weird.
I
Isn't this
know.
strange? And I have several Aussies in chat.
Oh, I don't know
Hey!
about that.
No?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love you,
It is,
Aussies.
apparently, it is going to be this weekend. It is grand final day. And that means nothing to anybody at
Nope,
all.
not a single thing.
Except Australians. It is grand final day tomorrow, and that is at the MCG, the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And it's not cricket, which is actually a saying, it's not cricket. It is Australian rules, Aussie rules. And not an Aussie, Jackpot Springs. No, you're not. No, hello though. Pixie, tell us what it is. Yes, it's Collingwood Magpies versus Brisbane. Brisbane's in the final? Really? How did I not know that?
Diamondbacks lost today. That's all that matters. And I'm mad.
Oh, you're very mad, aren't you? And I've
I
had to put up
am.
with you for the last however long, and you finally out. Okay, well that's done.
No, we're not out. No, God,
Oh,
woman.
oh, right.
No.
So I still have to put up with you. Okay,
Yeah,
no, no. Let me have my moment, right? So
yeah.
the Pies are versus the Lions.
The cream
We call them
pies?
the we call them the Pies, the
Oh,
Magpies, because everything gets shortened. I don't
okay.
think the Lions actually ever get shortened to anything, do they, Pixie?
Ons.
That's weird. The lies, the ons. That's weird. But the Brizzy Lions. Yeah, we call them the Pies. No one likes the Pies except the Magpies supporters. Everyone hates them. They're black and white. Because magpies are black and white, and they bite people in the head.
Kinky.
Yeah, cool. Sweet. So I can't believe that Brisbane Lions are actually in the finals. So there you go. And I didn't even know that. That's a big deal here. The Aussie Rules Grand Final, and I didn't even know. Hello, old line. Apparently, following Sal around the internet today. You're like Brandon following people around.
I know.
Check you out.
Hey, remove some clothes, woman.
What?
I'm kidding.
Sorry.
I'll pay you.
I have legit. I have like several layers underneath this right now,
She's
just in
sweating her
case he
ass
turns
off.
up. I'm fine. I feel the cold. You're right, Pixie. It's like our Super Bowl. Yeah. And still, oh, you love the Maggies, do you? Or we also call them the Maggies, magpies, Maggies. Cool, cool, cool. What's this distant? If you Pixie, go pack. Go pack what? Is she coming over here? Are you over there? Over
Ooh,
there? Really?
rawr. So
Ooh,
we have a
wow.
purse
Okay.
house verdict.
Now,
Yeah. Yes. Let's go to it. It is almost live. We're
hang
going
on. That's the wrong
live.
thing. You just put my screen on there. Wrong one. That
Simmer
one.
down. Okay.
Okay, so we're just
So
putting Halderson aside for a second, and we're
okay.
going.
Can this man get justice? In
He's
justice
innocent.
for Amy does not mean injustice for Purse House.
Really? The Packers are playing the Lions
In the matter of
tonight.
People versus Gareth Pursehouse, we have
Hey,
all jurors
Gene.
present, including the alternates, all
How's
counsel
it
Hey,
present,
Jeannie.
including
going?
the defendant. Who is the fourth person?
Mm.
Juror number one, is it correct that the jury has a
Who would have
verdict?
thought we'd
You can
be
hand the verdict
in
forms over to the bailiff, please.
verdict mode right now? Live. We're live, guys. Check it. Live, 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 live.
This is the Nuremberg verdict. Nuremberg moment time.
Live.
They use that actual mic in Nuremberg trials.
I bet they did.
Do you know what that is?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Hilarious, Sal.
Doesn't sound like it. I bombed.
We are live. Yeah, you get the sound effect going for the bomb. Off you go.
All right, Mr. Clerk, if you read
Look at
the
him.
verdicts on the list.
Bow. Guy with the handcuffs, come on down.
State of California, County of Los Angeles, Department 107, case number BA 485-380. People of the State of California.
Please, justice for Purse House.
Count one.
Oh.
With the jury, the above entitled action finding defendant Garrett Pursehouse guilty of the crime of murder
No!
in violation of Penal Code Section 187, subsection A crime.
I'm on the edge of my
come on.
seat.
Count one of the information. To further find the allegation that Garrett Pursehouse intentionally killed Amy Harwick by means of lying in wait within the meaning of Penal Code Section 190.2, subsection A, subsection 15 to be true. Dated September 28, 2023, third number 1 4%.
This is a travesty of
With
justice.
the jury, the above entitled action finding defendant Garrett Pursehouse guilty of the crime of burglary in the first degree in violation of Penal Code Section 4.
But he didn't steal anything. How is he guilty?
To further find the allegation that a person was present in the residence during the commission of burglary to be true. Dated September 28, 2023, third number 1 4%. Ladies and gentlemen, of the
At
jury,
best, that's
I need your
unlawful
verdicts.
trespassing.
So say you will. Yes. Thank you.
Would either side like the jury vote?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as I call your jury number, please answer yes or no to the following question.
Use your middle finger to say if you support this.
Turn it down.
Or too loud?
No, the violins.
Jury number 4.
Yes.
Jury number 5. Jury number 6.
Yes.
Jury number 7.
Yes.
Jury number 8. Jury number 9.
Yes.
Jury number 10.
Yes.
Jury number 11.
Yes.
Jury
I
number
have
12.
no idea what the verdict is going
Well,
to
ladies and
be.
gentlemen, obviously this now completes your jury service. I want to thank you. I gave
It was
you an
guilty.
estimate when this case started.
Was it? All right.
Oh yeah, first degree.
COVID illness was going to hit. And you were very diligent, I got to say that. And I thank you all, even the alternates. Sometimes you're the unsung heroes in this as well. Thank you so
They
much.
are.
But that's the only way our system
The
works.
unsung
and that's their
heroes.
Participation. And,
At this, that's classic.
you all luck, and you are dismissed at this time. Thank you.
Look at him.
You're the next contestant on The
The
Price is Right.
Brazen Murder Show.
Free elevator, my friend.
You lose.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wow. Yeah, that's right, Oline. I couldn't hear the clerk at all. Not up to Becky's standard, I swear.
First
She's got
degree.
to take. Yeah.
With special circumstances, which is he's fucked. Effed, sorry. Well, in more ways than one.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna get some boyfriends.
Yeah.
Tell you what,
Uh,
he's gonna. You know what, Distant? I gotta say,
I'm sorry,
that's a
Jackpot.
better joke than any of his.
I
Right there.
don't know. I thought the, feminine candy bar as a Hershey was pretty clever.
What was funnier was him laughing at his own joke during the closing arguments. That was so good. Okay, well, you know what? That's the end of Purse House. He's done. Goodbye. Too bad. So sad.
His
Back
prison
to
pocket.
Holdy. Back to
A guy who has a
CHAZZLE,
chance.
Dazzle. The guy, yeah, he has a chance at an appeal, I suppose, sometime, one day.
He's fighting for an appeal. He's looking for a lawyer for an appeal.
He does.
I should
And
ask
you know
Natalie
what?
Wisco to help him.
He does need it. He needs whatever he can get. But this trial never gets old. It sure doesn't.
Junior,
and I don't
stop
think
licking yourself.
why. That's what cats do.
Yeah, Junior, have some
That's
decency.
what cats do. It does. It's a very decent thing to do. Okay, so it's on. People,
Yes.
party people in the house. Party people in the house. Yep, stick a fork in Gareth. He is done.
Can't believe it took him 9 hours.
Oh, there was a holdout apparently.
Really?
Apparently somebody was in there who, I don't know if they didn't think he was guilty or just not guilty of first degree. I think probably not guilty of
Probably.
first degree. Yeah. Because of the whole strangulation thing. They weren't sure about the strangulation thing. I don't know.
Okay.
But earlier I was listening to Court TV, people blaring
Okay.
on, and which was painful
So,
enough.
yeah.
I
So
I
it was
felt
probably
like jumping
stuck
off the
between
balcony.
first and second.
Yeah. Right. So it's holder time. Holder
Woohoo.
time. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Can we get some game show music going?
Oh, I don't know about all that.
Oh, I think we
but
can.
Let's see.
I think we can. Yep. Yep. Righto. Okay, that's enough. Good. Okay, so here's the deal. I have tightened up the format. We have
Rawr.
a few, yeah, baby. We have a few less witnesses, and we're going to be going on. It's a lovely day for a barbecue. Yes, it is, Pixie. We have a few less witnesses. We're going to run them a bit faster, but take note, people. Get your notepads out. Make sure you're paying attention because every witness has clues. Every witness, right? And I think we have about 8 or 9 questions at the end. Not sure if we're going to get to. No, we're not going to get to the lesbians today. But no, I know that'll be probably next episode.
Yes.
Yeah, it will be next episode. We're going to have some neighbors today and some family friends today. So let's get into it, people. We are on a time restraint. We want to get it really nice and efficient today. Cool. And we might have some more guests popping in later. Fun and games. Now remember the Hilgendorfs? This is the mum. Right, so we already had the twins and the dad. This is the mum.
Good morning. If you are willing and feel you can do so,
Whoops.
possibly testifying without your mask would be our preference.
Can you hear that okay?
Thank you so much.
No, I can't.
Go right ahead.
No, okay, I'll boost
Good
it up.
morning. Could you please tell us your name and spell it out?
Ah,
Jane Hilgendorf, Hilgendorf.
And just because we have a record, I have to, even though I think I know, you have to spell your first name.
Jane, Jane.
And Jane, who are you married to?
Michael Hilgendorf.
All right. You'll be happy to know he testified and he deferred to you a lot, so we're going to ask you a lot of questions.
Okay,
Hey, Kaiser!
Did you know someone
Pixie?
named Bart and Krista Halderson?
I did.
Who did you know first?
Krista.
Tell me about how you knew Krista.
Well, we met in middle school. We didn't become really good
Aw.
friends until high school. She became my best friend our freshman year. We sat together every morning before my English class outside Miss Bear's room.
Yes,
Where
she's
were you all
chewing
going to
gum as
school?
well, old line. What's with that?
We both went to East High School.
Here in Madison.
Yep.
Judge should just go over and be like,
Do you remain
spit
friends
it
with
out.
Krista your whole life?
Spit it
Yep.
out.
39 years.
Yeah, give it to
She's
me.
been my best friend.
Could you give us a little bit of history of Krista after high school? What did she do?
Okay, now let's
So after high school, she went to Eau Claire College. Her dad got sick, and so she came back to Madison and finished her college career at UW-Madison,
Do you know what she majored in?
art
Unlike
history.
Chandler.
Why do you laugh?
Well, because it's not a
Not many jobs in art
not a
history.
job you can go and be like, oh, I'm an art history major. Can I?
There's no art history factory.
Correct.
Okay. After graduating with a degree in art history, what did Krista do with her life?
Hey, little peanut.
She worked at Boston Store, Home Goods.
Gross.
She got married to Bart.
How did she meet Bart?
They both worked together at Boston Store.
Okay.
She was a manager and he was a clerk.
Was that the one here in Madison?
Kaiser.
Yep,
That used,
at East Town Mall.
used
Yep.
to exist. About when, and I don't expect an exact date, but about when did they get married?
When did they get married?
Yeah, what year, if you know, or approximately.
1994, July 31st.
July 31st,
Yeah.
She
1994?
does know them well.
Where did the Haldersons start their family? What town were they living in when they started?
DeForest.
And how long did they live in DeForest, approximately?
Probably 6-ish years, maybe,
Okay.
when
And-
they bought the house, because they had lived in an apartment up until that point, and then they bought a house. And then on Mohawk, 505 Mohawk. And then the boys went to school, like kindergarten and first grade there. And then they moved to Plymouth.
And is Plymouth where they resided for quite a while?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. How far away was Plymouth from you?
About 2 hours and 15 minutes from house to house.
That was the farthest you'd ever probably lived away from Krista?
Yes,
And did you maintain your friendship during that time?
yes,
The boys were born and they went to school in Plymouth?
they were born in DeForest,
Okay.
started school in DeForest, and then went to Plymouth
Okay.
to school.
And did they go all the way through school in Plymouth, or did they move before they graduated?
Nope. Bart had received another job when Chandler was a senior, and Krista's like, we're not moving him until
love
he's done
being
with
able to move his things.
high school,
So
so that he can finish out
It's the best trick.
at one school.
So the boys were able to graduate from
What?
Plymouth.
Correct.
And Bart's new job drew him closer to you again,
Yes,
and you were happy with that.
I was excited about that, yes.
And they went back to the same general area of Dane County.
Windsor, but yeah,
And that's the house on Oak Spring Circle.
correct,
So they moved there just after Chandler would have gotten done with high school,
correct,
maybe 5 years ago.
yes. Yeah,
Throughout all of these years, your families stayed connected, were friends.
yes.
Tell me what types of things you do together.
So once, I believe it was winter break, Krista and I and the two boys and my two girls, my twins, we went to like Blue Harbor and stayed in a hotel at a water park. We would do dinners together, usually at Pedro's in Madison. They would come down and that was our spot, and we would all go out to dinner. Krista and I would visit each other, periodically. She would drive to Madison or I would go up there. Like on the girls' last day of, I don't even know what grade they were in, after they were done, because they only go for a short period of time in the morning, we drove to Krista and we went to Sheboygan to the beach
Weird name for a
and just
place,
hung out for the afternoon.
That state park that's over there?
Yep.
Andre Kohler, maybe?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe that is correct.
I've been to all the state parks. That's
Okay.
Oh, have you
all
now?
48.
I don't remember it. She just drove, I just rode.
Okay. Hard question, and feel free to tell me if you can't answer it, but you were around these folks a lot with their kids. What kind of parents were Bart and Krista?
Amazing.
What do you mean by that?
Aw.
They never really got angry. Like,
Aw.
I'll throw myself under the bus because when I get mad at my girls, I used to yell. They weren't yellers. They didn't do any of that stuff. I mean,
Oh,
I
dear.
don't think they had probably ever even spanked their kids.
And yet
they
they got
just-
chopped up.
They always gave them options and choices.
Now, Mitchell and Chandler, very close in age, 18 months or so apart.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, he
Mitchell
gave them
wasn't living in the house on
the
Oak
option
Springs.
of the
No.
buyer
Chandler was?
or the
Right. When they first moved there, he lived there for a very short period of time.
lake.
Mitchell
And-
did.
Mitchell did. And was Chandler always living there, or had he moved out at times and come back?
He had moved out and when he went to school in Platteville. And then, they move out, live in a dorm, then come back for the summers. And then I think he lived on, I believe it's Main Street, by like the Echo Bar. I don't know what the street is.
Sure. He lived down here somewhere
Yep.
with some roommates.
Yep.
Okay. But then eventually moved back
Exactly.
with
Yep.
mom and dad. Okay.
Yep. After a year or about a year. Yeah.
He moved out.
In early July
Really?
of
wonder how he
last year,
survived.
2021, at some point you hear that Krista didn't go to work one day where she was supposed to be there, right?
I got a call from my husband. Yes.
And your husband works with Krista.
Correct. At Zimbrick. Yes.
What, if anything, do you do with that information when you hear that Krista no call, no showed on a Friday to work?
I went, that's not my best friend. She would never do that. So I immediately called her cell. It went right to her voicemail. I called Bart. It went right to his voicemail. And I'm like, so I didn't remember that I had Chandler. We call him Chaz.
Chaz.
I didn't remember I had his number.
Dazzle.
So I called Mitchell right away. And I asked Mitch, I said, where's your mom? And he's like, what do you mean? She's at work. And I said, she didn't go to work and she didn't call in. He's like, I don't know. So then I called Chandler. After he was my fourth call. In the meantime, I had texted Krista a few times asking her where she.
What's going on? Actually, this happens every now and again. Play. Come back.
Cabin. Had you been there personally?
There we go.
No, we were always going to go. We had made plans.
Come on. Come back. Come back, lady.
You can do it any moment now. Come on, sweetie.
It's a law and crime thing.
Yeah.
Did Chandler provide any other information on this call about the cabin or where his parents were? Anything that you remember?
He said that they went with another couple, and I asked who, and he couldn't tell me, which I thought was strange because, I mean,
David.
half the time her and I would say, you know,
No.
I'm going to the cottage this weekend, whatever. I never got a phone call like that. So that was kind of out of the ordinary for me. And for me to not be able to get a hold of her, I mean, if she didn't answer my calls right away,
Okay, here's the deal. If
She got
Brandon
naked.
wants to, no, if Brandon wants to pay $50 US for me to just pull a strap down, fine, right? And I told him from the start, I don't want any money from you. I don't need any money from you. You are a lovely person, etc. And you could just be in chat, and you're really sweet. Don't have to pay me any money. Cool. And he's just like, the thing is, no, stop it, David. Stop it, right? Thing is, he is so damn persistent. He just, you know what he's like. He just won't go away. And I also don't even have any alcohol in the house. I've got none. And like, it's an extreme for me tonight, for you tomorrow. And I really need to get some alcohol in the house because otherwise, like, I will not have any clothes on.
No, she did not get naked.
Of course I didn't get naked. Of course I didn't get naked. That's silly. No, of course not. All
No.
I did was take like some straps off and turn it into a boob tube. That's it. So no, of course not. Would never do something like that. But Brandon's lovely and very good sport.
Yeah.
But I think the thing about Brandon is I've said to him all along, such a nice guy, and I actually don't think that he needs to give any money at all. No, I don't pander to him. He doesn't need to give any money on any stream whatsoever. I think actually he should save his money for charity, for Zach's.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Zach's. He should save his money for that. Absolutely. Anyway, moving on. I hope he's not going around saying that. That would be not very nice thing to say.
she would always call me back because she was like my sister. So
Did Chandler seem to have any more details other than they were with another couple and they went to the cabin?
he said that they loaded up a bunch of booze and took a whole bunch of money. And maybe that they went gambling and they were going to have a really good time.
I'm going to pause there for 1 second.
Okay?
Were Bart and Krista people who loaded up a bunch of booze into their car usually?
No.
You answered somewhat emphatically. What do you mean by that?
So we had been to their house many occasions. My husband and Bart would have like a beer. That's all Bart would ever drink is a beer, or he likes scotch. That was, or a little small glass of scotch, whatever. Just as we were winding down. Krista usually didn't drink. She would have maybe a beer. So I can preface this. I had asked on one of my occasions when I went up to her house, I'm like, do you want me to pick up a bottle of wine for us tonight? And she's like, no, I don't want to drink in front of the kids. And I was like, you're an adult. You can.
Right. You don't share that concern yourself.
You're not my dad.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I can have a glass of wine. I'm an adult.
You are. And the money, did that make any sense to you that Bart and Krista would load up a bunch of cash and go up to the cabin?
No. Bart's a CPA. He was very tight with his money. They both were. They kind of had a budget, and they didn't spend outside that budget. Hence, their house was in disarray a little bit.
Sure. They were remodeling.
They were remodeling it to what Krista wanted. Yes.
Doing some work themselves.
You bet.
Maybe not up to code.
Demo day. He had a shirt that said demo day.
Yeah. After this initial call with Chandler, this is on Friday, the day of the no call, no show.
Correct.
What'd you do? What'd you do with that information?
I tried calling her. We were planning to go up to our cottage. So I had called her a few times. I didn't get a hold of her. We all went up to our cottage as planned. So it was myself, my husband, one of my twins, and her boyfriend.
Okay. Your cottage in relation to theirs, I think your husband said 88 miles away. Sound about right to you?
Yep, about an hour. Yep.
Hey, Murph.
But despite being an hour away, and both of you having cottages up north, you never made the trek. You'd always thought maybe we'll do it someday, but you'd never done it.
Right.
So while you're up at the cottage, are you worried about what's going on?
A little bit. And then I got a text from Chaz saying that his mom and dad were fine. They made it up to the cottage and they were going to the parade in Langlade.
Sure.
White Lake, I believe was his comment to me. And I was like, oh, okay. He said he had gotten a text from her. So I was like, that made me feel a little better. Like, okay, no big deal.
Okay. At what point do you begin to grow concerned again?
He called me on Wednesday and said, Mom and Dad haven't come home. And I was like, what? He's like, and I haven't heard from them. And I'm like, did you call them? And he's like, yeah, I've tried. I'm like, okay. At that point, he asked me what he should do. And I said, call the police, have them go over, do a well check on the cottage. And he's like, okay. I called him back a little later and I said, did you call? And he's like, no, I can't find the number for up there. My husband, knowing me, he's like, all right, we're going to get in the car. We're just going to drive over there. I asked him for the address. He texted it to me so that I could get there.
Sure. And when you say in the call with Chandler that he didn't know the number up there, he didn't know the number to the police?
To the police station? Yeah. Or who to call up there? I mean,
sure.
I don't know. I just thought you could call any police station and they could kind of give you a number or connect you somehow.
Sure.
I guess in my pea brain, that's what I thought.
We could Google it, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be numbers out there somewhere.
So you decide to take matters in your own hands. You and your husband are going to take a drive.
That's right. So we did.
Off you go, 88 miles.
Thank you
and
for
get to the cottage.
everything you do, Jean.
What do you find?
Amazing.
There is two like big old like spoked wheels. Like people use them in their
Come here.
outdoor motif all the time. And then there's a birch log across that. And I'm like, I take a picture and I'm like, is this the cottage? And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, haven't you ever been there? And I'm like, no. At this point, I called him on my cell. And I said, Chandler, no one's been here. The grass is like 2 feet tall, 16 inches, 2 feet tall. And when you drive over grass, like when we haven't been up to the cottage, it gets pushed over. So you know that somebody's been there. It wasn't pushed over.
Okay.
It was pretty tall.
So you call Chandler.
I called him back.
Get back in your car, I would imagine, and you're talking to him?
My husband didn't let me go out of the car. He said, you stay in. I'm going to go look.
Okay.
So I called Chandler back. So I have him on the phone and I'm like, nobody's been here. And he's like, are the doors unlocked? And I said, no, they're locked from the outside, which I thought was weird because ours has a normal like key lock.
Right.
And he's like, no, that's how it is. I'm like, okay. And he's like, did you check everywhere behind like the boathouse? And I'm like, Uncle Mike's doing that right now. He's like, okay. He's like, did you find anything? And I said, like, what?
Like what?
And I was shocked that he said, any bullet shells or any blood or anything. And I went, what? And he's like, did you find anything? And I'm like, no one's been here. And he's like, okay, what do you think I should do? I'm like, you need to report them as missing. Obviously, they didn't make it here I don't know how they could go to a parade if they didn't make it here, but whatever. Maybe they stayed somewhere else. I didn't know.
Did you
At that
find
point, you
any
head back to your
bullet
cottage for a little bit?
shells?
Yes. And then I got a call from a Detective Nelson, I believe.
You started talking to the police at that point.
Yep. I got a phone call. So yeah, he asked
Where's Babu?
some questions and I told him
Where's
what
Babu?
I knew. And he called, is that Wednesday? Yeah. And then he called back to like the next, so on Wednesday, after I got that phone call, I looked at my husband and he's like, we'll just pack up and go home tomorrow.
I want to see Babu.
He looked at me and he goes, you're not going to be happy. Let's just go. So we packed up our cottage, shut it down, and drove back to Madison on Wednesday.
When you got back to Madison, I think we heard from your daughters. They took some time and they had went over to the Halderson house at some point.
Right, because I had told them, I said, well, you know, and Krista and Uncle Bart are missing.
Hello.
And Haley's like,
was his
we'll just go
birthday
be with
2
Chaz
days
so
ago.
he's not alone. I said, okay,
Aw.
because that's what she would do for me.
Did you yourself
His
go?
birthday is in 4 days.
I did not because we
Or
didn't
2
get
days.
back until late.
Yeah.
And just the girls had already come back.
Days
And
apart.
I'm like,
By 1 year.
okay. So, and I knew he had been invited, according to the twins, to Dan and Mary's, which are some friends that live up the street from them, for dinner on Wednesday. That's what he told the twins. Oops, sorry.
Okay.
God,
After that call with Chandler in the car about the search of the cabin and no one being there, did you talk to him again after that?
I did.
When?
Just
We stopped at McDonald's
testosterone showing.
in Eagle River. No. Yeah, Eagle River. And I called him back and I said, have you heard anything? And he's like, no. He's like, but I went to the police station and filed a report that they hadn't come home. And I said, okay, good. So they'll be looking for them. But I forgot to mention one. I was on the phone with him when I was sitting at the cottage. I said, I have looked for
He's like,
Bart's car everywhere. And he's like,
I'm
oh, Aunt
too
Dane, didn't I
old to
tell you that they
argue.
didn't take their car? I said, what do you mean they didn't take their car? He's like, they rode with the other couple. I said, who? And he's like, I don't know. I said, do you know what kind of car they drove? Because I'm thinking, you know, maybe we can look for that car.
Maybe they're swingers.
And
it's
he
a
didn't
key
know.
Party.
So I was like, okay.
So you head back to Madison because there's no car to look for, there's no people to look for, and they're not at the cabin.
Nope.
After you get back to Madison, do you have any contact with Chandler yourself?
No, I didn't. No. No, I did not.
You never went to the house yourself.
After, like, Mitchell invited me over to the house. Like,
Since?
yes. After everything occurred, yes.
I'm going to take 1 second, okay? So if you want to take a drink of water now, would be a good time. The judge will probably even pour it for you if you ask.
The judge. Oh, Judge.
Judge is a simp.
He is.
It's a good idea for all of us, right?
Hey, girl. You want some water? You want some liquid in you?
Watch out.
Want
They
me
could
to
catch COVID.
fill you
Any
up with some
cross-examination?
water?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
May this witness be released and excused.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Have a good remainder of your day. You can leave the water up there if you want, or take it with you. Right.
Okay.
And the next witness, please.
Where does the water go? Part 2.
State is going to call Martha Bolt to the
She
stand.
takes it with her.
All right. I don't think I care about this next
She
witness.
stole the water.
No, I don't. I don't care about that witness.
I care about the water, woman.
I care about this one. Just a moment. So. Blah, blah, blah. Sky. Come on, full screen.
Jesus. Fucking cats. Are you
You.
okay, Babu?
Full screen. Come on.
Good
Thank
Lord,
you.
they just ran out of
They
my
just-
room chasing one another, and Babu hit the coffee table.
If you are willing
Your
and
cats are
believe
crazy.
you can do so safely and responsibly, testifying without a mask would be the preference. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Good morning. Could you please state your name for the record
Oh,
and
her
spell
voice.
both your first and last names?
Yes, my name is Kevin Linsmeyer. First name is spelled K-E-V-I-N. Last name is spelled L-I-N-S-M-E-I-E-R.
Hey, Eris.
And
Oh, you've been here all along, Eris. Oh, no, you
Mr.
haven't.
Linsmeyer, how have you been employed in the past?
I
not
was
yelling
employed by
at
the
him.
Madison Police Department,
As what?
police officer and a detective
Waiting
And how long were you a police officer
a baseball
and
game.
detective?
for 31 years.
And do you remember roughly when you retired?
On May 3rd, 2021.
And where do you live?
I live at 105 Oak Springs Circle in DeForest, Wisconsin.
And where is 105 Oak Springs Circle in relation to the Halderson home?
It's across the street from my house, kitty corner a little bit. So, I mean, the lots do not line up
Ah, yeah.
perfect, but they're staggered
I
just a
saw you
little
in the
bit, but
other
we are
stream.
across the street from the
Yes.
Halderson residence.
Welcome.
And did you know Krista and Bart Halderson?
I did.
How did you know them?
So let's talk about
We
Bart
were in a key
first.
party.
I've known Bart since childhood. He's from my hometown.
I wonder if we can get a interview
he
with
went to the same
Mitchell.
high school as I. We grew up 5
Oh,
minutes apart
imagine.
or so.
I don't think so. If he had a
Um,
look at any of
And
our
then I
streams,
met
he would
Bart
be
again
like,
about 5 years ago when he moved
no.
across the street from me. And then
How about no?
Krista, I met through Bart.
Sure, let
Krista
me
was
just go
Bart's
ahead and
wife, and
verify you
that's when
guys
I
are
met her.
above board.
yeah.
Barbecue?
And
Racco
would you just
Dad?
characterize your relationship with them as neighbors?
Take a nibble?
Or
Yeah,
were you
you're not
kind of
funny.
friendly or something else?
I don't
We're
agree
neighbors.
with this
We went
sense
out
of
to eat with them
humor.
once.
Yeah.
I don't want to think my
3
brother
years
ate
ago,
my
probably,
dad.
or so. I mean, we visited
Uh-huh.
outside.
I don't want to think my
with
brother
them.
ate my mom.
So I would say we're very
Crazy.
neighborly.
Okay.
My brother never had
And
an
in the
Oedipus
first week
complex.
of July of 2021, what, if any, observations did you make about the Halderson home or lawn?
So the first
Really
week
like
of
their
July, I
fireplace.
recall talking to my wife about that the Halderson lawn wasn't kept up, which was very unusual. They did a
What a
really nice
nosy
job
bloody
maintaining
neighbor.
their lawn. Very good gardeners.
He
We
noticed
should
that
look
their
up and
lawn
see if this
wasn't
guy-
It
kept
was
up.
obvious that
We should see
the
if this
lawn
guy
wasn't
was
being cared
arrested for
So
stalking.
that was the first observation
I reckon.
that we made.
Oh, Pixie.
Pixie,
Gardening
don't
was
say
kind of a
that.
hobby
I
for
don't want
Bart,
everyone
or
to
at least
know.
You thought it was.
They were out regularly working on their lawn, planting, maintaining their plants. That was one of their hobbies. You could
They were
clearly
growing
tell they enjoyed
marijuana.
Being outside and working on their lawn.
Marijuana.
And I heard that's a little bit competitive on your street, that everybody
is.
takes a lot of pride in their landscaping and lawn.
Yes.
Like, legit, they've been gone for like 5
Yeah.
to 6 days, and he's talking about them not having their lawn mowed.
As of July
They take
7th
pride
or
at their
so of
landscaping.
2021,
At our key
had you ever
parties, we
met
want to make
anybody
sure
named
everybody is
Chandler
neat and
Halderson?
cut.
What
I
a
did.
pain in the ass.
Okay. And when did you meet him?
Shortly after Bart and Krista moved into the house, I know for sure I met Chandler and his brother and Bart and Krista.
Chandler.
Then I
Chandler.
remember that distinctly, and I'm pretty sure there was at least one more time in subsequent years that I have met Chandler.
Yeah, he
Then I
invited
guess
me over for a
Chandler,
barbecue
did you
around this
socialize
event.
with
It was a
Chandler?
little odd, but I was
No.
peckish.
Did Chandler come to your home on July 8th of 2021?
He's gonna come.
Yes,
Do you have any security cameras of any sort at your house?
I have a Ring video
Oh, this
on
one.
the front
Of course he does.
door. of
Whenever
my
I did my
house.
Chandler Halderson videos,
So,
I always did
do you
that
remember what
video
time
of
did
him
Chandler
being like,
come to your home on the
"Hi,"
8th?
in front of the
It's
Wish
approximately
doorbell.
8:30 a.m.
Hi,
And what
have you seen my mom?
So
There's
the
actually
doorbell rang.
several of
I
them.
answered the door.
Yeah, I know.
Because I've been going
I
through
said
them.
to
There's so many.
Chandler
They're
through the
so
door,
funny.
I'll meet you in the garage.
You're
Wait,
crazy.
Paige!
I had, at the time, I had a very young puppy that needed to be crated.
Hey, Paige.
And I, didn't want to try to control the puppy and talk to
Yeah,
Chandler. at the
Chandler
same
is
time.
innocent.
So that was the reason on why I wanted to talk with him in the garage.
Age is
Did
just
you
a number.
do anything as you prepared to go into the garage to meet Chandler?
Yes, after I created the puppy,
Sal's only 33,
I
you know.
decided that
He's actually
I was going to
he's 33.
record
He's not that young.
the
You're no man.
contact I was going to have with Chandler.
Thank
So
you.
I had
That wasn't
my
hurtful
phone,
at all.
I activated the recorder.
Why'd you do that?
That's right.
Well, being a police officer, for many years, I felt or I suspected something wasn't right
I'm not
based on
that
my
old.
observations from the day before.
Oh my
Ah.
god, man.
3 squad cars outside the
Suck it up, princess.
Halderson house for an extended period of time. That's not something we normally see in the neighborhood, let alone for a missing person type case. Usually the officers aren't at the scene for an extended period of time. So I suspected something wasn't right. I just didn't know what.
Okay. So you recorded the interaction.
I did.
He recorded
And that, just to be
it.
clear, that's just an audio only
You
recording.
recorded
That is
it.
correct.
Okay.
What a prick.
Mr. Linsmeyer,
What a
I am
nosy
going
MF.
to show you what has been marked as exhibits
This guy's the neighbor
45
from
and
hell.
46.
Oh, yeah.
What is
This
exhibit
guy's
45?
president of the Karen HOA. Hello.
Davon. Slug Master.
So exhibit
Oh,
45
Slug's playing football.
consists of a flash drive.
And during the course of this investigation, did you
That's not too
provide
old,
law
Pixie.
enforcement with
That'd be
your
silly.
ring video footage of Chandler?
I did.
Okay. And you provided a true and accurate copy?
I did.
At this point, I would move exhibit 45 into evidence.
Any objection?
Your Honor, may we approach, please?
Sure.
Okay, you know what? Right now, I need to mute it because every time they approach, there is this crazy that happens. It's nuts. So I'm saving your ears right now. We get to look at pretty Chazzy there,
Aw,
Look at him.
good looking man.
isn't he? Isn't he? Look, it's a bit of a shame he's stuck behind bars, although he probably got some nice boyfriends, I'd say. This guy is a NIMBY. A NIMBY, hey? That's a great word. It's almost as good as numpty. Oh, Chaz. Oh, looking sad. Looking sad there. Hang on, let me see if I can just chuck it ahead a little bit. But the thing about it is, it's really quick. Okay, there we go.
The existence of certain facts,
Oh.
and you must
Oh, I love it
accept
when he
these
talks.
facts as conclusively proved. In this case, the district attorney and defendant's attorneys have stipulated to the following facts. The television news
Salvador Dali
broadcasts
has a very large
presented as
penis.
evidence
Oh,
in this case.
Oops, hang on. Sorry.
300. But yes, I'm very, very close to 300. Thank you,
300
Eris, though. 300
Was kind
subs.
of a hobby for Bart, or at least you thought it was.
Annoying.
Well, Purse
True and
House
accurate
technically
copy?
did kill on it.
At this point, I would move exhibit 45 into evidence.
See?
It happens way more than people realize. Like the girl who got thrown out of school and
40
unalived her mom.
46. Could you
It's really
examine
sad.
exhibit 46?
But it's like, it happens.
Exhibit 46 is also a flash drive. It's green in color.
And during the course of this investigation, did you provide law enforcement a true and accurate copy of the audio you recorded in the garage between you and Chandler Halderson?
Yes.
I would move exhibit 46 into evidence at this time.
Any objection other than any noted previously?
Ready? Ready? He goes,
It is received.
it is received. I love this judge.
I'm also going to provide 47 and 48 for the court record benefit.
Thank you.
Oh dear.
So the Ring doorbell interaction occurred first.
Yes.
Okay. So we are going to publish exhibit
Okay, we get to watch
45
the
at this time.
ring doorbell video. Dun-dun-dun-dun. find this way too entertaining.
Yes.
This was the video I used.
Is it?
Hi. Have you seen my mom? I haven't seen my mom. Have you seen my mom? How about my papa? Have you seen my mom?
Okay.
I'll meet you in the garage.
I come around the
I'll be in
garage.
the garage.
All right.
It's so creepy. Like, dude, your parents are missing.
And so that's
Did I
the
get
ring
caught on my
doorbell
neighbor's
footage.
cameras?
That is correct.
Okay.
I better go ask them for footage.
And the date on that ring doorbell footage was July 8th, and it appeared to be, the time appeared to be 8:37 a.m. Is that all correct?
That should be accurate, yes.
Should be. And then I took him into my garage.
And this audio footage that we're about to hear in Exhibit 46, I assume that occurred pretty much seconds after that ring doorbell?
Yes.
I still can't get over the fact he recorded this conversation.
Who did?
This guy. He
Well,
recorded
it's
the
on-
conversation.
It's automatic. Oh, you mean? Oh, he did it on his phone?
Yeah.
Oh,
listening?
yeah.
This
Okay,
guy
yeah.
is an ex-cop, right?
Okay, yeah. He's
And
paranoid and
Not just that, right? He considers himself like super sleuth, right? And he had been watching the day before, and he saw that the cops had been at the house for 3 hours, right? There'd been three squad cars had been at the house for hours, right? And in his estimation, that's too long just for a plain old missing persons, right? So, and yeah, that was his testimony, right? And so he decided when Chaz turned up that he wasn't just going to give him the ring camera footage and talk to him about that. He was going to record the conversation. And so he takes him into the garage and he turns his phone on and records the conversation. And that's what we're about to listen to. What an ass, right?
I mean,
Listen.
as a retired cop or whatever, yeah, I get it, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
this Chandler's
listen,
luck.
listen to him schooling him as well, right?
Yeah.
This is full on.
I don't know if we've ever met. Well, actually, we did meet. I think we met once or twice when you first moved over there. I think we met. Sorry about what's going on.
What it is, but I was wondering if your door camera.
You do have a ring, yeah.
Does it pick up the road?
Some, yes, some it does.
Would you have any notifications from Friday morning, early, before 6:15?
We can check. That's not a problem. Is that before 6:15?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's so
before
proud of his
6:15.
recording, little peanut.
Kind of since Thursday midnight.
Okay.
Any notifications? would
Okay.
be helpful.
My wife is the one that knows how to run that, so I'll have her pull it up on the computer.
BS. He knows how
so
to.
Thursday,
He knows how to pull it up on the
Thursday
computer.
night
He's
to
not giving it
Friday
to him.
morning. Yeah. Okay. You doing okay over there? Anything I can do to help you out? Do you need help watching the dogs or anything?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to leave my dogs with people.
I'm sorry, what was that?
My youngest dog was in a bad home before, so she's got to be either with me, my
Okay.
parents, or like there's a
So true,
great
Laura.
uncle the only people that she's okay being near.
Okay.
That
Well, if
was-
there's anything I
isn't
can
it
do to
illegal?
make life easier, I mean,
Appreciate
I'm
it.
retired
Like, how is
now,
this not-
so,
how is this
I'm
evidence?
around,
Like-
my wife's around a lot, she still works, but.
How is it okay to admit this
especially
as
if it's,
evidence?
Like watching the dogs or anything.
I don't
if
get
there's
it.
anything I can do to make your life easier, I'll give you my phone number. You can call me,
Great.
Okay, ready? My name's Kevin,
Hello, Kevin.
1203. And actually, let me get your number too, if I need to call you.
Let me give you a text.
That's my cell phone, yeah, so you can text it too. Oh, you can just text it to me.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, if there's anything, I mean, especially for my wife and I, as you probably saw, we have a puppy, we just got a puppy, we've always had dogs. Now we have a
it was so
13-week-old,
cute seeing it.
little work of art, but,
Yes.
if there's anything
Cute
I
puppy.
can do, I'm from, you know where your dad is from the Valders area? I grew up in that area.
Okay.
He's 3 years younger than me, but we went to the same high school.
So you were with my Uncle Brett?
Brett is 1 or 2 years older than me.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't think I've ever talked to him. I know he used to be cross country, was he?
Where's Brett?
Yeah.
Was he a big runner back I think in high school he was a runner, I think. And
Why are you talking his ear
I
off,
don't know if I've
man?
ever talked to him. I know what he looks like.
His parents
But
are
he's 1
gone.
or 2 years older than me, but, how's, you know, your how's your dad's family or Krista's family doing?
Haven't heard anything from my mom's family. They're kind of spread across the map. So
Do they know what's going on though?
It's interesting,
I
Jack
haven't talked to
Springs.
them before.
Okay.
I wouldn't know how to contact them.
Seems like a
My
covert
brother
recording
might
like that
know how to contact
would
her,
need to
her
be
brother. So I think he's
like
better.
under
No?
Yeah,
police
Brett,
order.
yeah, I'm hoping Brett can come because he'll be able to look through more things than the police are.
Yeah. Well, when Brett comes up here, if he comes up here, have him come over here. I mean, if there's anything I can do to help out with anything. I mean, I was a detective for 23 years with Madison Police Department, so I work, you know, that's kind of stuff. I know Brett was a manager, he was a boss, but he should have a lot of experience.
That's a great idea for a dinner date,
You know,
Pixie.
do you have Brett's phone number? I could easily call him up. If you want to give me Brett's phone number, I'll give him a phone call and just, you know, tell him. And actually, I think you text that to me also.
Yeah, he was contact.
Yeah, send it to me. I've always wanted to meet him because I know he was a police officer for many years.
Yep.
And
So Bart's
I
brother
don't
is a
even know if
police
he knows
officer
who I am,
too.
but
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I met, you know, your dad and Krista.
Oh yeah, that's right. His
He
name's
told me
Brett.
that Brett was a cop. I'm like, I knew that
Brett
was
and
just
Bart.
like he was in the military or
Brett and
something.
Bart, yeah.
Chandler's
very
like,
great.
Yeah, he was in the army.
I wonder what some Brett ribs would taste like.
But I'll have Lisa check the ring. I know the cops are.
We have a Brett
I'm sure he'll be
McHugh.
round soon.
Asked if we saw anything, and it's like, no, not much.
Not too early. I haven't seen anyone up
He's a bit skinny.
around that time anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't have much meat on them bones.
No.
I read in the news release where the cabin is. What's
Sawyer Lake.
Is that you or
Sawyer
me?
Lake. Is that a cabin?
Not me.
The bird noises?
And they checked
Nope.
the cabin already up there?
I haven't heard what
I would
they
hope,
found.
I would hope they have
Yeah,
the cops
Sorry,
up there
I
knocking
got
on the
one of my
door.
cats a bird boy.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Whatever.
One of the 3 cops for the entire, like,
No, that's
Area.
what, I don't even know where Sawyer County is actually.
it's not Sawyer County, it's just Sawyer Lake.
Sawyer Lake, okay, I've heard, okay. Okay.
County.
Langley, is that what it is?
Oh, yeah,
That's what I heard of Langley, never. went to
Maybe it's in the
Caffeine,
recording.
I don't know much.
It's probably in the
Oh.
recording.
But,
Okay.
I'll-
Because
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
cat's
Lisa,
new
check, I'll
toy
text you once
I
she
got for their
checks the
birthday does the
ring,
same
so-
noise. So
That's
I was
actually
like,
true.
Into Friday
I've
morning.
heard your cat's
but they're
toy.
around me and
Um,
they're not making the noise.
And you keep me in mind for everything I'm telling you. If there's anything we can do to make your life easier, you need to reach out to
This
us.
guy's
okay?
just being a busybody.
Okay, what's your name again?
Oh yeah.
Chandler. Okay, and you have one brother?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, when your parents moved in there, I remember meeting 2 boys.
And tell
Okay,
me,
what's
what was your
brother's name?
relationship like with your father?
Yes.
I don't know if
Did you have
I've
any
met
issues?
either of these since.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a
If
And how come I smelled pork roast the other night?
Yeah.
Moving all the boxes.
Were you guys having a barbecue the other night? Because it smelled really good. I'm not gonna lie. And I was kind of offended you didn't invite me over for a nibble.
So what's weird is, and I didn't know this until after you moved over here, but you used to live up off of West Mohawk Trail.
Yeah.
We did too, and I had no idea. I mean, and then we lived at 933 West Mohawk Trail, and then we
Oh,
moved
I
to
thought it was a
Mohican
first
Pass up
date,
on top of the
Pixie.
hill.
Cool, alright. So he won't think you're too weird.
What was his name?
Nate
Hoffman?
Hoffman.
Yeah,
Nate Hoffman.
but right across the street from the Hoffmans.
cool.
Where do they move to?
This is none of your business, dude.
So, and that's what
Well,
your
he's an
parents told me,
ex-cop.
that you moved
He
away from that
loves
area
everyone to
and
know he's an
moved
ex-cop,
and
clearly.
moved back here then, right?
It's like,
But,
by the way, did you
we
know I'm an
lived- I don't even
ex-cop?
know where- I
I'm
don't
an
know where your
ex-cop.
house was off of Mohawk, but
Hey, did you know I'm an ex-cop?
we lived close, and I had no idea.
Really?
You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Where your dad is a
Yeah.
cop,
What
so
should,
I don't
like,
think
can
I
you
ever
give me
talked
some
to him 'cause he was
advice
younger than me.
I know.
on what I should do with this
Your
thing
dad and
that my
your-
parents
You
are
should
going to
tell
see?
everyone you're an
Yeah,
ex-cop.
that's all I remember.
Should.
I don't remember much, much else. I know I never talked to Gavin in high school. He was 3 years younger, but
Wow,
and your
Pixie,
brother was older, so I don't think I
reunion.
ever
Oh,
talked to him.
Eris. Yes, actually, I
It's
did.
just how weird it was, a small world. And then your mom went to school with my wife.
I had to
Bella
move
Fowler. It's like
my,
a small world that is.
like I have
So,
a IKEA thing I built, a entertainment center. But
Okay.
yeah, I have a TV mounted on the wall that I use for streaming,
Okay.
and a second
Okay.
monitor that I've learned I have to put the monitor on the floor after I'm done because my cats like knock over the wires and everything.
The best
But they would
thing you
love
can
that.
do is being in constant contact with the detective that's assigned to the case. If I was you,
I'd have to make sure they can't get
be
to
like,
like
what's
the
going on?
wires and everything.
What's
But
going
yeah,
on?
like
Where are
the
things at, just being in constant contact. They're gonna. If they're
Wait,
doing
were
their
you
job
born
the
in
way I would be doing it, they already reached out
78?
wherever the
You're only
soil
12
lake
years
is.
older than
They
me.
would have had the cops check in the
That's
area.
nothing.
Yeah,
Did you
so
give
you're
them
not
the
my
address
mother.
where the cabin was? Okay. I can assure you that they're doing what they can on their end, but I would be calling that cop up,
Aw.
2-3 times a day. Saying, hey, what's going on? Or encouraging the cop to call you 2-3 times a day until
This
you know,
dude's
this is
driving me
figured out.
mental. Like, even if I
and I didn't know
didn't kill
your
my
parents
parents,
real well.
I'd still be like,
I really,
dude, I
talked
gotta
to him.
go.
I knew your dad a little bit. I would say hi to him and we'd wave, but it's not like we were real
You're
close,
boring me.
'cause we just weren't, so. But that's about all you can really do, and I'm not a big social media person at all. Don't know much
really?
about it. But
Right.
are your parents big in social media?
It's not helping finding him.
no, it wouldn't
Okay.
be.
When was your, and your parents' workplaces have been contacted already?
Yep. I tried to contact my dad's, but his place is so locked down, it's hard to even talk to a real person.
Hard to talk to a real person.
officer
Right,
knows
yeah.
where your parents work.
Well, you've
I
had
was-
that problem at your
So
job
they're doing
too.
it. Trust me, they're doing what
No
their
real
jobs
people.
are, so
Alyssa
that should all
Brett,
be
she's
covered.
not
And then
really a real
I would,
person.
Just stay in contact with the cops.
Daniel
They're gonna
Spieth.
probably ask for more information if they have questions from you.
Not really a
answer
real
questions. Be in whatever you can do of assistance. Is your other brother, is it your older brother? Has he been, the officers talked to him?
Yeah, they were at his house.
Okay, that's good. That's really good. Does Krista have any relatives around here? No.
Just my dad. And I've contacted his side, aunt and uncle, his brother, his nieces.
Okay, good.
Can't. Oh,
Okay.
my grandparents. I'm pretty sure they're in the loop now too, but they haven't heard anything.
Sure.
So.
Okay.
I swear, like, I've cut out about 12 witnesses so far who all were just asking Chandler the same questions over and over and over again.
Once you call and
Like,
ask them,
have
are
you
you
called
Where do babies come
work?
from?
Do you mind if
Yeah.
I continue
Have you called
calling you?
work? Have you
for
tried?
updates.
Have you tried sending
What's gonna happen
messages?
is, I saw-
Have you
I-
tried social
yesterday I saw
media?
3 squads
And
here.
it's just like,
Okay,
if you really
so
had lost someone with some,
not all
like
3
gotten,
people are gonna be
Have you
assigned a
tried
case.
MySpace?
One person gets assigned
Yeah.
a case.
Like, you
because the
just
other
wanna
2,
smack people.
Most of the time, they're patrol
Is your mom on
officers or
MySpace?
detectives, they have other cases they have to work on, but one person will be assigned the case. Find out who that one person
Have you
is,
asked Tom?
and that's who you're gonna
Yeah.
call. That's who you're gonna communicate with. You don't wanna communicate with
Please
3
tell me
different
you all
people,
get that
'cause you're gonna
joke.
get to run around because you know how those 3 people don't
Tom.
communicate with each other, because they're all doing
He was
their
your
own
first
thing.
friend
There's
on
one person
MySpace?
that's ahead of the
Oh,
case,
Tom.
so
Oh, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
who you
Yeah.
wanna stay in contact
Oh
with,
boy,
but,
having to explain the joke.
all you can do is
Is my
wait,
head of
pray,
cancer.
hope for
Yeah.
the, you know, hope for the best. Has this ever
Sorry, I'm
happened
too
before?
young. God,
Anything like
Not
that?
You're like older
this
than me.
long, so
I am older than you.
That's why
I know.
I went to the police. So.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
hip.
that's- glad
I'm
you
with
did.
it.
I'm really glad you did.
I wasn't into
I'm
MySpace.
really
That's
glad you
why.
did.
Loser.
Shut up.
I used to hit up all the biddies
Do
on
the police ask you,
MySpace.
do they have passports?
Slid into their DMs like,
Did they ever
hey,
say, hold on,
you seem
hold on,
nice.
Passports.
I bet you
with them.
did.
I can't get in.
I got a
Not
bunch of
much has
those.
changed, has it?
For safes.
Okay.
And
No,
that's what
I'm better
keeps
now.
them
Okay.
safe.
Right.
More subtle.
That's the stuff that they're gonna check. And
I just
the
learned that the
way
ones who
of,
actually responded were desperate.
checking to see if they got on airplanes.
See.
There's a way of them doing
And if a
that.
girl sends you a
So
photo
there's
of her
things they can
in her
be
underwear
doing
that's like
on
300
their end that
pixels
I'm
by
sure they
300
are, because
pixels
that's
and
what
looks like it was
that's
shot
what
by
they
the Hubble
do, so.
telescope, that's a
Okay.
warning sign.
Okay,
There weren't any filters back
keep
then,
me
though.
in mind though,
Yeah.
if there's anything I can be doing to help all of
Yeah,
us
everyone
with the dog, just keep me
will
in
have heard
mind
us
with that.
lecture.
We have no plans with this puppy. We have no plans till later this year, so we're not going anywhere.
Meanwhile, she's the
with the
white
puppy.
female Lizzo.
I appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thank
I'll
you.
drop you a text once my dog's
Finally.
up at the ring, okay?
Let me leave.
Thanks.
So I can get back to my barbecue. Yes,
Barbecue.
my head's about to fly off. Yes, barbecue.
Mr. Linsmeyer, is the person that you talked to in your garage, Chandler Halderson, in the courtroom today?
I'm
At this
sorry.
point,
Could you repeat that?
the question asked if you would be able to recognize the person you talked to. Before following up with that, I would ask everyone not in the jury box to lower
Stop.
their masks
Stop.
for a brief count of 3 so
Stop.
that the witness can observe everyone's
1,
faces.
2,
Thank you.
3.
Please replace your masks. Go right ahead, Attorney Raymond.
Do you see the person that you talked to that by the name of Chandler Halderson in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Could you identify him by where he's seated and maybe describe the color of his shirt?
He's the weirdo at the table
In front of me to my right slightly, wearing a blue.
whose breath
shirt,
smells like
dark
Bart.
tie, and a dark blazer jacket.
And I know that audio was kind of long, but at the beginning, the defendant asked 2 questions. If you had cameras
Where do
and
babies
what
come
they
from?
pointed to. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. And did you notice any disability or limitations on the defendant's movements that morning?
I did not.
Nothing further.
Cross-examination.
No, thank you.
No, thank
May this
you.
witness be excused and released from a subpoena.
Excuse me,
Thank you.
Mrs. Defense
Congratulations on your
Lawyer.
retirement.
Why
Thank you
aren't
very
you
much. Have a
asking
good
them
rest.
any questions? I thought you were going to defend me. Because you're
yeah,
not
no.
able to be defended, dude. You barbecued
Yeah.
your parents in your fireplace. You didn't clean out the ash trap. Clean out the
That's
ash
true.
trap.
Yeah, you ash
For
trap.
freak's sakes.
Oops, sorry guys. Full screen. Come on, full screen me. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
If you believe you can do so safely and responsibly,
I just
testifying
said-
without your mask would be the preference.
Sure.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Could you please state and spell out your name for
God.
us?
It's
Another
Catherine
heavy breather.
Schuster, Kathryn. Last name Schuster, Schuster.
And ma'am, if I may ask, where do you live?
45 99 Oak Springs Circle in DeForest.
I'm going to push her
How long
even
do you live
further.
A little over 4
Go
years, I
for
think,
it.
approximately.
Okay, let's go.
I'm just gonna ask you some questions first.
Yeah,
Okay.
do it
Oh, sure.
faster.
What kind of neighborhood is it? Is it residential? Is it out in the country?
Okay.
Tell me about that.
It's a residential neighborhood.
Oh, damn.
On a little pond.
Do you live on the pond?
Yes.
What kind of things do people do on the pond?
But I can at least
right
do
now
this
they're
with
ice
her.
fishing or paddle boating or canoeing or probably about it.
Were there fish in the pond?
Oh yeah, definitely fishing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you know a couple by the name of Bart and Krista Halderson?
Yes.
How did you know them?
They were my next door neighbors to the west of me.
Okay.
And they moved in, I think approximately 6 months prior to my family moving in.
And when you say you knew them, how well did you know them?
Well, I knew Bart better than Krista. Krista was a little more reserved.
You love
Bart,
1.5?
Cool. Definitely talked a little bit more. I always saw him outside throwing the frisbee for his dogs and fishing. And my husband and Bart would text sometimes or talk. And so
Sure, Eris.
I knew him as well, neighborly.
Sure. I think you alluded to some of it. Bart would be out fishing or being in the yard with the dogs. What type is that? The extent of it, or are there other things you'd see the Haldersons outside doing?
1.5 is kind of
Sometimes
funny.
they would have a bonfire. They did a lot of lawn work. They really made their yard very beautiful. They did a lot of different things to it. So they always were doing a lot of yard work.
Sure. And your neighborhood, do people take care of their lawns?
Yes. Very. Everybody is very particular about their lawns.
Clearly.
Does it at times feel like maybe there's a little bit of a competition between people and who does it best?
Sure. Yeah, definitely. If you're behind, you better get your yard mowed or your leaves picked up.
Okay. Where do you rank in this lawn contest?
My husband's pretty. I don't rank too high personally, but my husband definitely is. Like for example, him and Bart kind of had a thing where like Bart would mow and then my husband would be like, oh, Bart mowed, I better mow, or vice versa. That would happen.
Sounds good. Did you know the Halderson boys at all? Their children, Chandler and Mitchell?
No. I mean, I had seen them. I had not seen Mitch as much as I had seen Chandler, but I'd only interacted with, or I have only interacted with Chandler twice since they lived there.
Okay. In early July of last year, so after the 4th of July weekend, maybe going into the 7th, 8th, that time period, at some point, did Chandler come over to your house?
He did.
Now, do you have any security cameras at the house?
We do.
And were those full functioning and operational the day that Chandler came over?
Yes, they were.
At times, do you turn the security cameras off?
Yes, I did.
Why do you turn the security cameras off?
Sometimes I turn the notification. Well, I didn't turn the camera off. I turned the notifications off so that if there was a large influx of packages coming, and then my husband wouldn't get like all the notifications.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that scheme's being pulled on me right now. So you had a camera system. Sometimes you turn the notifications
This lawyer
off.
tries so hard to be endearing to the
Did you
jury.
talk to him outside, or did you invite him inside?
I invited him in.
Inside. So if your security camera picked up anything that day, it would have just been that brief ring of the doorbell, pleasantries, and then inviting him inside?
Yes.
Okay. And did you provide that footage to Dane County Sheriff's deputies? Did your family when asked in this case?
I did.
Okay. Showing you what's been marked in this case.
You invite him inside?
52, just to feel around. It feels like a USB drive, doesn't it?
Yes.
And that'd be consistent with someone's video footage.
Can you
kind
feel
of
my
transferred over to
USB
court, right?
drive?
Sure, I would imagine so.
I'll move 52 to evidence.
Does it feel like a thumb
The court record, I'll move
drive?
53, not to be published.
Any objection to 53?
No.
It is received.
And I'll move to publish 52.
You may publish. What's going to be seen, you'll be able to see on the screen in front of you, rather than needing to strain your neck.
Oh, sure.
Or I
Okay,
guess
thank
there's a
you.
monitor, but-
I get it. Thank you.
Hey,
Kind of difficult to track them down.
Hey, another one. Here we go.
Are you guys okay? Take care of things.
have you seen my mom that I burned? I mean, is missing. Have you seen my
All right, so that
dad
shows
who
essentially Mr.
tastes
Halderson showing up
great?
and then him leaving when your camera again gets activated by his movement.
I mean, who
And
is
do you have any reason to
missing?
doubt that the time on the bottom there and the date of July 8th around
I
8:30
need
to
to get
8:36, that sounds about
floss.
right to you?
Do you have any floss?
Yes. I thought he came over at
Yeah,
8:08
man.
and left 18 minutes later.
I've got something stuck in my teeth.
Yes.
I
nothing
know.
that was inside was recorded.
Get it out.
Let me ask you some
Have you
questions.
tried the
Mr. Halderson first came in. What did he tell
special
you?
seasoning blend,
What did he tell you was going on
Mort's?
when he first came in your home?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't. He
Oh,
just came
mine
in. He
is
just
a
took
Tommy
his shoes off,
Hilfiger.
and I said
Isn't it? Oh, it's a
to
polo.
him, I'm not very tech
Polo
savvy.
wrestler.
It's going to take me a minute, to pull up the cameras and
For
see
the
what I have.
record,
And then
okay, can you pause this for
he
1 second?
came in. He
Sure.
sat down on the floor against one of our.
Can I just say how brilliant that joke was? Have you tried the special seasoning Mort's? Mort is Latin for death.
Is it? Mort,
Yes.
as in mortician. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Or mortal. Morts. That's pretty good, actually. That is pretty good.
I was trying to think of like some brand. I was just like, Mort. And then I was
Mort.
like, wait, that means
That's
death. And it just like all clicked at the same time.
It is perfect.
Anyways, carry
Polo
on.
Ralph Lauren. You're right, Pixie. Yes, that's correct.
Like
Yeah.
oversized chairs. And then, you know, my dog went up to him and I sat next to my dog and I proceeded to look at the footage. I don't recall him saying anything at that time.
Sure. Did he talk about anything in your house for that 18
Yes.
minutes? Tell me about it.
Well, I asked him some questions. So I believe while I was looking up some of the footage, you know, I had made a reference to Minecraft, which is because it was on the TV, which is probably irrelevant, but then, you know, that was just a brief conversation. And then I found the footage and I said, you know, unfortunately, the camera was off from 6:02.
Chandler Halderson knows how to play Minecraft.
I believe it was, or I'm sorry, 6:30.
He knows how to
7:02,
chop up wood.
which was June 30th to July
Stuff
30th
to
to
build.
July 2nd. And then again, it was on the 3rd, off again the 4th to the 7th.
I bet he was really upset that there wasn't any
most
footage.
cameras don't go to the road. I just thought I'd check. And then I said to him, you know, so your parents, why didn't your parents take their car? And he said, well, a couple picked them up Friday morning, which would have been July 2nd. Prior to me getting up at 6:15, they were gone. And I said, oh, okay, and you don't know who they went with? And he said, no, I've called all their friends. I don't know. Nobody, they didn't go with anybody. And maybe it was one of my dad's clients. You want me to keep going? Yeah. Okay. And then he said, well, they took my parents' computer today, you know, but they're not gonna, they didn't take my dad's computer. He has a high security job and they weren't able to take that. And I said, oh, I'm sure, you know, they'll get a subpoena to get that computer. And he's like, wow, they'll never get into that computer. It's just too high tech. And I said, well, I think they will, you know, basically the police will get into it. And then I just asked him about debit cards. I just was said, you know, are they looking at their debit card records, you know, to see where they've been or whatnot? And he said, you know, no, they don't use debit cards when they go up north. They always take cash because they don't have any sliders. And I said, okay. And then
sliders, meaning like a credit card.
He referred to it as sliders, but yeah, I took that to mean debit card machines or credit card machines.
Did you ask him about his parents' phones and tracking them?
I did. Then next I said, well, you know, what about their phone records? Are they looking at their phone records? And he said, no, they can't get their phone records unless they have a dead body. And I said, well, you know, they'll definitely subpoena those. I'm sure it'll take some time. I don't know if that's the right verbiage, subpoena, whatever, but it'll take some time, but they'll absolutely be able to get phone records. And, you know, and then he said, well, I think the person down the street has some high security cameras. And I said, oh, do you mean Kelly? And he said, who? And I just said, you know, the person that lives in the blue house down the street. And he said, I think I'll have to visit her. And then I think that was the majority of the conversation. And besides that, I said, you know, he got up. I said, you're going to be so happy when they pull in your driveway. You're just going to be so happy and it'll be okay. And he said, no, I'm going to give him an earful. I'm angry. We're all really angry. And I said, well, no, you know what I mean? Like when your child goes missing and you're mad they ran away, but you're really just really happy you found them. And he said, no, the whole family's just very angry and we're all going to give him an earful. And I said, okay, well, you know, I asked if I could help with his dogs too. And during this conversation, sometime he said no. And I said, okay, well, you know, anything we can do, or, you know, either we're praying for you or we're thinking about you. One of those things I would say. I recall saying, but I don't know which one. And that was it. And then I watched him walk in the direction of the neighbor across the street.
I like to watch him walk away.
On the floor against, we have a big
I hate to
oversized
say
chair.
No, but I love to watch him walk
away. I had pulled the ottoman
away.
out. It's an oversized ottoman, and I had pulled that out so he could sit on the chair, but he may have felt more comfortable on the floor. He sat on the floor with his back against.
It was really weird.
Or not the ottoman, the chair.
When I was with him, he did not pull out on the pull out.
Not that I noticed.
What was his demeanor like, or his effect when he was telling you these things about maybe his parents being gone?
It's hard to
I'll
describe.
name our child
I would guess,
pull out.
Kind of a quiet nature, I would say. Like would appear to be down, maybe.
That's fair enough.
Police contacted you at some point, I would imagine.
They did.
Well, his poor mom was missing. You didn't know where she was.
Conversations.
Yes.
All right, thank you. No further questions.
Okay, thank you.
Cross-examination?
No, thank you.
May this witness
Thank
be
you.
Thank you so much.
I love the way she just goes, no, thank you.
Ah, no thanks.
No, thank you.
Okay.
All right, we're going to skip ahead now to here.
Jesus Christ. Cheese and crackers.
Thank you much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
of Wisconsin calls Brett Halderson to the stand?
Yes. We're still on 1.5. We're going to fly through the brother, and you can see he's not as well built as
Good afternoon.
Bart
If you
was.
believe you can safely and responsibly testify without wearing a mask, it would be our preference if you could. Thank you so much, sir. Go right ahead.
You don't have to. You
Good afternoon.
can
Could you
wear
please
a
state your name
mask,
for the
but I'll
record and
just
spell both your first
question
and
your
last name?
manhood if you don't.
My name is Brett Halderson, B-R-E-T-T, last name Halderson, H-A-L-D-E-R-S-O-N.
I'm going to ask you to grab the base of the microphone. You can sit comfortably. That you can pull up closer.
Wait, is this choreography
right now, so it's becoming a little bit harder to hear, folks. Thank you.
Brett, your
What was
last
it
name
like
Halderson. Were you
cross-examining
related to
Gage
Bart and Krista
Grosskreutz?
Halderson?
Yes, Bart is my brother.
Were you the older brother, the younger brother?
I'm an older brother by about 4 years.
Okay. So you knew Bart his entire life?
Yes.
And you knew Krista, Chandler, and Mitchell as well?
Yes.
What was your relationship like with Bart, Krista, and the kids?
General good relationship with them. We would have family get-togethers at holidays. We would talk over the phone occasionally, maybe send an occasional text message back and forth.
And how would you describe Bart and Krista as parents towards Mitchell and Chandler?
They were good parents, very nurturing. Krista was very involved with her children. I know it was mentioned like helicopter mom, but she was very attuned to everything that they were into. They were supportive in that anything they were involved in with school, with swimming. They were lifeguards. They promoted those things. They got them through Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts was very big in our family, and that followed through with them in raising their boys.
Okay. How did you learn about your brother and his wife being missing?
I believe the information went to my aunt and uncle, was referred over to my parents, and my parents gave me a call.
And Brett, just to put this in some context, what did you do as a career?
I worked as a police officer, a deputy chief for the Menasha Police Department.
What did you do upon hearing that Bart and Krista were missing?
Initially, my first impression is statistically, they probably were out of phone range. Everything would be fine, and we would probably locate them or have communication with them within the next couple hours. So at that time, I believe I made a phone call to them just to see if I could get a hold of them, try to get things straightened out as soon as I could.
What is the next thing you decided to do after that in regards to them being missing?
After that, I believe just to get more information, I made phone contact with Chandler just to see where they were expected to be, what was going on with their life, where they were going.
Hey, CHAZZLE,
to find out
DAZZLE.
the different avenues where we'd be able to make contact with them.
And what did you learn from Chandler?
He had mentioned that they were going up north. I think the big piece of information that was valuable was that they had left with an unknown person or couple. I think the male was believed to be a Dan, and left in that person's vehicle.
Believed to be a
and with that
Dan.
information, I prompted him to try to find out who this Dan might be. I did even mention about finding if the neighbors across the street had a ring camera that may have got in that vehicle and a license plate that would be able to help us identify the person.
Did Chandler seem to take your advice and was he able to answer your questions?
Yes. Yes. Matter of fact, he had gone across the street, and then shortly after speaking with Mr. Kevin Linsmeyer, I received a phone call from Kevin Linsmeyer saying that he was over there, and just wanted to make sure that I was aware of everything that was going on.
Okay. What did you do next as Bart and Krista continued to be missing?
I know I had the opportunity to speak with sheriff's deputies and then later the investigators, and I guess afforded them any information I could, as well as gathering pictures for lost people, a poster, getting anything that we could to help find them.
Are you, during this time period, are you in pretty frequent contact with Chandler?
I believe multiple times a day, yes.
Okay. Are you learning any more pieces to the story throughout your contact with Chandler?
As we spoke, and I guess was prodding for more and more information, he did reveal that there was health problems. I was aware of my brother having psoriasis and some arthritis related to that, but he did bring up the information that Krista had some type of cancer that he was recently made aware of, as well as, I believe, the small stroke. And with that, it opened up the possibility that they may have gone somewhere to receive treatment for that and maybe just hadn't been giving that information to the family because they wanted to keep that personal.
Okay. During the course of all these different discussions you're having with Chandler, at any point does he float the idea to you that perhaps they're out drinking somewhere?
I don't believe that ever came up, no.
Does he ever explain to you that they took a bunch of tools and a large amount of cash to the cabin?
I believe he mentioned the tools and the cash as far as going up to the cabin to do some repairs, yes.
Did he mention the possibility of a casino trip to you?
He did not mention anything about a casino, and I'm not familiar with my brother or Chris ever visiting casinos for entertainment.
With your brother being a CPA, did it seem likely to you whether or not he'd have a large amount of cash on hand in a safe in his home?
Knowing my brother, I've never known him to have a large amount of cash on his person or in his home. He would have kept that, I would believe, more secure.
And he believed in investments. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
No.
I want to turn your attention now to some of the other things that you knew or may not have known about Chandler. What did you think Chandler was doing as far as schooling?
I believe he was a student at the Madison Area Technical College, or the Madison College, I believe it's changed how it's referred to.
And did you ever talk to him about like what sort of classes he was taking or anything like that?
I know Bart had mentioned in the past that he was involved in solar energy. At a holiday when we had gotten together, Chandler had mentioned that he was doing something with IT security, and he was in a class where their first assignment was to write a kind of a Trojan program that could be placed on a server somewhere, sent via email, that would, once placed either by request or automatically, would send information from that server back to them. And that was done as a learning skill for an IT person.
Sounds impressive.
What did you think Chandler was doing as far as work?
I believed he was doing an internship at American Family.
Did you know of any more details as to what he was doing there or anything?
In talking with Bart, I believe it was something dealing with IT services, nothing more beyond that.
What, if anything, did you know about Chandler's potential concussion?
I was not aware of any concussion. Up until when I was speaking with him after Bart and Chris were found missing, he did bring that up as a point where he wasn't able to drive long distances or shouldn't be going out far, in his vehicle driving. But before their disappearance, I was not aware of any concussion.
Oh, okay. You're the only one.
Have you ever went scuba diving with your nephew Chandler?
Ah, the scuba diving.
How many times?
I'm a scuba instructor. I was able to talk my brother into having him and his two sons trained or certified in scuba diving. I think it was in September of 2019. They had come up to my house. I live in the outside of Appleton in the Hilbert area. They had done the online training. We did a pool session, and then we did an open water session. Actually, enough dives to get them certified as scuba divers.
So in 2 locations, in the lake or some body of water and in the pool?
Yes.
So 2 times?
Well, yeah, at the pool and open body of water. Yep, and all within the same weekend.
Okay. Did you and Chandler ever have discussions about police diving?
I believe at some holiday family get-together after he was certified, he had broached the topic of what it takes to become a public safety diver. At that time, we discussed back and forth that it usually happens if you're part of a law enforcement agency or potentially on a fire department that has a dive team. And those were usually the 2 main ways of getting on a dive team. And then occasionally you'll find a civilian formed public safety dive team.
And how would you know that information?
I'm currently on the Calumet County dive team. I was on the Winnebago County dive team when I was working for the Menasha Police Department. I'm also a public safety diver instructor, so I work with numerous dive teams.
And to your knowledge, was Chandler ever on a rescue dive team associated with any law enforcement?
No, he was not.
What about the DNR? Was he on anything to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Mr. Halderson, when was the last time you talked to your brother, Bart?
It would have been the morning of July 1st.
Is there any reason you remember that date?
Because that's my birthday. Our family makes it a ritual of contacting each other on our birthdays.
Oh, God.
And that was the phone call that he had made to me that morning.
Is that the last time you spoke to your brother?
Yes.
No further questions.
Any questions, Emily?
Good afternoon, Mr. Halderson. Do you need a glass of water or anything?
Leave him alone.
I should be good for now.
And I just have a couple questions for you. Thank you. To confirm, you said that you live just outside of Appleton?
I live in Hilbert, Wisconsin. Yep.
Okay, but not in Dane County, Wisconsin.
No.
How often would you say you did come over to Dane County to visit Bart and Krista?
Yeah, it was not very frequently that we were down there. They were very COVID conscious. So when COVID was around, they had not been up by us. They had not hosted any events. I visited them last September of 2020, where Bart and I had gone out scuba diving at Devil's Lake. And before that was probably sometime in earlier 2019.
How about just regular phone conversations with Bart or Krista? How often would you say you did that?
Very rarely would I have a phone conversation with Krista. With Bart, I believe it was every couple of months, every 3 months, maybe we'd have a conversation while I was out walking the dogs, and I would either just have a desire to speak with him or I had a text question, and it would be an opportunity to speak with him.
And as far as the information that you provided to Chandler about what he should do, is it fair to say that you were providing that information because of your prior experience in law enforcement or something that you would have provided regardless?
I guess I provide anything to help find my brother and his wife.
But I guess, and I apologize, what I was getting at is telling Chandler to go seek out rig footage or to talk to neighbors. Is that something that perhaps was a little easier for you to suggest because of your experience in law enforcement?
maybe I was more aware of it because of my experience in law enforcement, but just knowing camera systems and knowing that sometimes they're not kept more than 24 hours, 48 hours or longer. And I wasn't aware of what Dane County was doing at the time. I thought it just would be prudent to try to preserve any information that would potentially have a license plate of a vehicle that stopped there that day.
Sure, and that's exactly why you provided that information for Chandler.
So,
as far as Krista's family, are you aware she's close to her family? Objection, relevance.
Overruled. You can answer if you know.
I know she has brothers and sisters throughout the United States. I know she was very, very close with her mother while her mother was alive.
I have no further questions. Thank you so much.
Any redirect?
that was useless.
No further questions.
May Mr. Halderson be released and excused?
He may.
Thank you, sir, for your time today.
All right. Everyone, pay attention. This is the last witness. She's really quick, and she has a clue.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
Come on, I said full screen. Come on, full screen me.
Good afternoon, sir. If you are comfortable and believe you can do so safely, we would
No, not
appreciate your
you,
testifying without.
not you. You.
Record and spell both.
That's
Yes.
it.
Lisa, Lisa, last name is Murray, Murray.
And Miss Murray, where did you live in July of 2021?
At 4593 Oak Springs Circle in
Are we
DeForest.
just really used to it being on 1.5?
And you have kind of an interesting
It
history.
doesn't sound like
with
it's
the
on 1.5, right?
4595 Oak Springs Circle address. What is that history?
The 4595 Oak Springs addresser, the Halderson home, used to be my mother's home. She purchased
Hey, guys,
the
somebody
home
just knocked
in
on my door.
1982, lived
Hillary
there
Clinton today, did
until
I?
she passed away in 2009. I lived there for 2 or
bad
3
food
years,
protects you.
and then I owned the vacant lot next door and built a new house right next
Better
door.
than Junior.
It sounds
Junior
normal,
Flint.
doesn't it? Let
Yeah.
me try it on 1.75. It doesn't. Are we just used to it? What's going
Maybe.
on?
So fair to say you're very familiar with the neighborhood. And
Okay,
home in-
now that sounds better.
Did you know Bart and Krista Halderson?
I did.
How did you know them?
Being neighbors.
Kind of crazy.
Just cordial, in the yard. How are you? Just chit chat.
Were you familiar with Chandler Halderson?
I had met Chandler maybe once or twice.
So you knew who he was.
You
but
kind of
not
creep me
any
out, I'll
particular
be
intimate
honest.
knowledge.
Correct.
Did you, though, have a conversation with Chandler Halderson on July 8th of 2021?
Yes, the morning of July 8th, about
So weirded out by
roughly
that. It
8:30 in the
sounded
morning.
normal, and it was on
We
Couldn't even
rang
make
our
it
doorbell.
January 6th
I answered the
one?
door and then called Jay, and Chandler was at the door and had just said, "Hi, I'm Chandler from next door." And we just said, we're sorry about your mom and dad, And he said, "Yeah, weird." And I think the next thing he said is he's
We both tried-
looking to see if we had seen
Hang on.
anything,
Hang
if we
on.
had surveillance cameras or ring door.
Yeah, sorry it took me so long.
That's all right.
No worries.
Sal and I both have admin powers over my stream, and so we both tried to add you at once, and we removed you from the stage.
Yeah, it's okay.
I
That's
didn't
funny.
want him in here. No, I just removed
Yeah,
him.
you were
Oh,
like,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
boom.
I'm kidding.
It's like, yay!
Yoink.
No, I was trying to add you as she did. Yeah.
It's okay.
How
I'm
are
used to
you?
getting yeeted off every stream I'm on
Yeah.
anyway. So.
No, we were always
funny.
pulling up chats at the same time and just like clicking them like 2-3 times, and we're both removing them over and over
We do that. Yeah, we're like, dong, 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 and people's
Yeah.
chats are coming
Yeah.
up and down on stream.
like this.
yeah, like that.
Yep. So I can confirm, because I watched this trial live,
Yeah.
Yeah.
these people just talk that slow.
Yeah, it's Wisconsin.
It's
Yeah.
so
It,
weird.
it was havoc in Kenosha that night.
It was havoc.
It's so weird. I was like, at first when we sped it up, I could tell it was sped up, right? And
Yeah.
then after we've been watching it for a bit, I'm like, hang on, I'm on 1.5 and they don't sound sped up.
I know.
Right.
What's going on? And
I
I'll put it
wish to
1.75.
God, I wish to God watching this, like this whole thing
Yeah.
while it was live,
Yeah.
I wish that I could have watched it at 2x speed because it would
Yeah.
have made things go so much quicker
Oh
and
my
skip
God.
through the breaks because oh my gosh, the breaks for this trial
Yeah.
were painful.
I deal
Brutal.
with customers all over the country, and it's like I get people in the South that are like, well, yeah, I guess we'll do a white sign.
Yeah.
Maybe
oh
a
my God.
black. Like, dude, just tell me what you freaking want in an email. I don't need to be on the phone with you for 40 minutes.
It could be worse. It could be the writers for Ahsoka because oh my dear God, that show, the writing and the pacing, it's like they don't tighten the edits up enough. So I still say I'm not going to get off into a review, but I just heard I've kind of talk about this one scene. It was so funny. It was last week's episode. Like you're sitting on the ship and it's just Ahsoka and the robot, and the robot's like, "Do you want to hear a story?" And there's this long pause.
No. Oh, really? Dramatic pause.
I'll talk later. That was literally how it sounded. It was just like these long, drawn out pauses. It was like, okay, folks, tighten it up.
Wow. Is it okay? I have been going through this trial and trying to get good witnesses for people to listen to, but also to do the quiz, right? And the amount of neighbors and stuff who just give the same testimony, the exact same testimony over and over and over again.
And over again.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yoink, yoink, yoink. And it's just like, they haven't even really gotten to law enforcement that much. So there's not even any experts yet. And it's just like, you guys need to thank me for making this watchable. Because it really, really needs to be cut down to the bare bones. And there you go. I just did a pun, didn't I? To make it watchable.
Honestly, wait till you get to the part where you have to watch an hour and a half of it was an hour and a half of security cam footage of the back of the Halderson house, and you could see the fire.
I've already cut that. I've already cut that. I had to. I looked at that last night, and I was just like, okay,
black,
and it's
red,
not even
tiny red dot.
Yeah,
more black. Tiny red dot.
Apparently, that's just the first run of the search. There's more. So there's another bit of testimony coming where they hone in further. So I was like, well, yoink. I don't need that. So they
pinch and zoomed.
Yeah. So
hardcore they did.
Yeah. And they warned. They said it's an hour and a half. I was like, okay. And so why are we admitting this as evidence? Okay.
So they haven't gotten to the part where they found the bodies yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
You're aware of the part that you probably need to skip over, right? Because court, I think it was Law and Crime accidentally showed the crime scene photos.
Yeah, no, I'm watching everything before I'm showing it. Don't
My
worry.
bad.
I'm doing all the work for everybody. It's fine.
I saw that live and I'm like, how is this not getting yeeted off YouTube?
I think they did that in the trial Baker's doing.
Yeah.
And then he's like just streaming, all natural, and then they just put up a body. And
I watched Jensen 3 being streamed when the peen photo came up, and there was a real like nasty peen photo came up.
Wait,
in
seriously?
Jensen 3. Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me this?
Oh, sorry.
Did they take it out of the replay?
No, it was live. Well, I don't know if it was the replay. Oh, replay probably did get cut, but I saw it live.
Shoot.
Ha!
That would have been epic. I would have. No, I did not.
Epic.
They showed the peen photos?
Yeah, not the peen photos. It was porn. They showed something that was being left around the house. Yeah. It was nasty. Color and everything. Yeah.
I need to get with you on that because there's a chance, a slight chance
online. Yeah.
That the CD of Jensen's hard drive is in the mail coming to me. I don't know if it is officially the D-Pics.
Paige.
Okay, seriously, we got a collab here because I got to find that.
Okay.
Sorry, but
Not that I want to look at it, but
I can't.
like,
Yeah. I can't like bring back a live stream that's been
no,
edited.
I know. But like, so is the
Anyway.
third trial? Okay, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
you
it was
got me
this
all
year.
hot and bothered.
I know. Clearly.
I'm kidding.
Right.
I'm kidding.
We're nearly done, and then we're
I
into
responded no,
game
that we
territory.
did not have a Ring doorbell. And then I think, I think we kind of started asking maybe a little bit of questions.
What'd you ask?
Well, I know Jay asked, are you the one with the neck brace? Because we had heard that one of the kids had fallen and had a neck brace. And Jay had just mentioned, is that you or your brother? And he goes, no, it's me. And Jay said, do you need to wear that? And he responded, no.
Nope.
And then he explained a bit about his
Never got
parents,
injured.
that somebody had picked him up. And he wasn't quite sure who had picked him up. And I guess it was unusual because we started asking questions and said, well, wouldn't that other couple be missing?
What, if anything, did Chandler say to that?
He said, no, not necessarily. He said that other couple might have been going on to their next trip or continued on with their trip. And Jay had said, wouldn't they need to bring your parents back?
And did Chandler have any response to that?
He didn't have a response. He just was maybe an awkward silence and just said, I don't understand. My dad always drives.
How did that conversation end?
I think it had just become, uncomfortable for him. And after that, it was more, he just kind of turned around. I'm sorry, I did miss one part early on when he was asking about if we had surveillance. We said no, but we do know that other people down the street have high security system, or we also know the people that have Ring doorbells. I'm sorry, I missed that part. So
that's okay.
But how it ended was he just kind of turned around and walked off the front porch, went down to the end of the driveway and looked left, looked right, and just started walking down the street to the left.
Ms. Murray, I'm going to approach you and have you look at what has been marked as Exhibit 54. Could you please describe Exhibit 54 for the jury?
Exhibit 54 is a picture of a window that I took.
Of whose house?
This is the Halderson's home. The picture is the west side facing window into the garage. There are two side windows into the garage. This is the one that is the closest near the pond or the lake.
And what date did you take that picture?
I took it on July 7th at 5:20 p.m.
And does Exhibit 54 appear to be a true and accurate print of that picture that you took?
Yes.
I would move Exhibit 54 into evidence.
Any objection? No. It is received.
And I would ask to publish.
You may. The photo should show up on the computer monitor.
Okay.
Now, Ms. Murray, why in the world did you take a picture of your neighbor's window?
Yeah.
It was
busybody.
It was very unusual that the window was open. It was July, it was very hot, and those windows are never open. That side of the house.
I could not live in this neighborhood.
We see out that side of the house from 3 different sets of windows. From our kitchen.
They're
from our
worse
dining
than
room,
like
from
my
our sunroom. We can
grandmother's
see that side.
neighbors.
And there's only 4 windows on that side of the house. I've never seen a window open there.
Okay. And that struck you as unique and you wanted to
would
document it in
be
some way?
Very unique.
Poisoning the
Is that window you lived in this home?
in this
Is that window
neighborhood
difficult to
and
get to?
buying
It is.
bottled
It's kind of
water.
an awkward window, with it being at the end of the house. You have to walk
Seriously.
around the cars to get
I
there.
do not want to
I've never
look
been
at
into
it,
the home
Eris.
since the Haldersons owned it.
Well,
You have to kind of, we owned it, you had to fall over a work
I
bench
don't want to
get
look
the
at
window,
it,
so really was an
but I
awkward
want to
window
examine
open.
his hard drive.
And the Haldersons had lived in that home approximately 5 years?
Correct.
I'm sure
And
you
to your
do
knowledge,
want
that's
to
the only time you
examine
observed that
hard
window open was July
drive.
7th of 2021.
Can you pause it?
No further questions.
Cross-examination?
Can I just say that I contacted a sweet woman named Becky in Kenosha. No relation to Murdaugh's Becky. But I asked her to get me 4 different exhibits. One of them was the digital evidence that the forensic technician of the computer looked at. Apparently, for whatever reason, Kenosha was not able to easily able to copy it. So she had to contact IT to get help to get me this evidence. But she succeeded. And it's supposedly in the mail right now because I spent $30 for it.
There you go.
So, anyways, yeah.
$30 on sausage picks. There you go.
Well, not only sausage picks, but some emails and other stuff. But
I
know, I'm not gay.
All that. No, I'm not gay.
I just find it funny that he organized 2,200 dick pics or 800 dick
Reason
pics.
to know what was the layout inside the garage at that time, correct?
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you.
It's a hobby.
You hadn't been in that
That's,
garage recently,
That's
correct?
excessive.
That's all, thank you.
Any redirect?
No.
Yeah.
May this witness
Well-
be excused and released from subpoenas.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your time. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you.
He had 1,400 left unorganized. Poor guy.
Okay. Do.
Seriously,
La, la,
like
la.
the trial is just one of the most bizarre, absurd things you'll ever see.
It really is. It
Yeah.
really is.
Which one's this?
Oh my god.
Mark Jensen.
Mark Jensen. Okay.
Yeah,
Andy
I'm not familiar with
He
that
had
one. I
2
might have to go
trials.
back and watch.
It's worth it. It's
It's probably my favorite trial ever. In fact, it is my favorite trial ever. It's where
Let's
my name
just
comes
say-
from.
yeah, exactly. Let's just
It
say
is.
the original Mark Jensen trial was appealed and it succeeded. And the appeal set a Wisconsin state record for the number of times penis was mentioned in a motion. 105, I think. And that was mentioned in the second trial. It was brought up about all the penis
evidence is coming on in.
Yeah. And then the judge's like, it's coming in. It's coming in.
I'm sure it is.
Right, people, get ready. It's time. It's time. In fact, can someone chuck a live alert out there? Live alert. Alert. Alert,
Yeah.
alert, alert. Hey, Fed, you're here just in time.
What's up, Fed?
Fed. You just don't have to chuck guesses in unless you've been like, listening, watching. 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, I missed out on last night's trivia round because I had
It wasn't any yesterday.
or not
It's cool.
not last night, Monday night. I had to split early.
That's right, you did. Really tough.
Yep.
Has everyone got their notes? Everyone has been listening, paying attention. Oh yeah, thanks for the live alert.
Oh
Sal.
shit. I don't have chat options here. Crap.
Oh no, you can't play.
I'll play, woman.
Ready. In college, Krista majored in 1. Philosophy, 2. Body language analysis, 3. Art history, 4. Anthropology. 30 seconds left. In college, Krista majored in 1. Philosophy, 2. Body language analysis, 3. Art history, 4. Anthropology. Dun, 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 dun.
You got it before me.
Not gonna lie, I watched that show as a kid all the time.
Done, chat. Good job.
Yeah, that was the
Listening.
Purse House trial. He used to date this girl that he unlived, but like right 2 years before he unlived her, she was dating dating Drew Carey's, and she was his fiance.
Wow, really?
Nice
Yeah.
job, everyone. 3,
I-
2,
The defense
Okay.
didn't even
1,
call her.
and go. Right in. Oh, here we go. Bart had a T-shirt that said 1. I'm a ray of fucking sunshine. 2. Eat more beef. 3. Demo day.
I
4.
eat ass.
Accountants do it better. Bart had a T-shirt that said 1. I'm a ray of fucking sunshine. 2. Eat more beef. 3. Demo day. 4. Accountants do it better. 17 seconds left. Hang on. Sal, can you do music? Thank you. Da, da, da. Oh!
I was.
Yeah. Most people
Ruh-roh.
got it though. You were listening. You were listening to Ms. Hilgendorf. Well done.
Thought it would
I wouldn't
be
have gotten that
I
if
eat
I hadn't
ass.
have known. Yeah. Yes, I wouldn't have gotten that if I hadn't had actually heard that testimony. So, yeah, because he's a bit of a tightwad, and he liked to do DIY around the house. So demo day.
Day.
Yeah. Okay, Chandler asked his neighbor, Kevin Lindsmeyer, if his camera picked up footage from 1. Thursday night into Friday morning, 2. Thursday afternoon till now, 3. Thursday afternoon into Friday night, or 4. Friday night into Saturday morning. Sorry, had to be a tricky one somewhere. So, Chandler asked his neighbor, Kevin Lindsmeyer, if his camera picked up footage from 1. Thursday night into Friday morning, 2. Thursday afternoon till now, 3. Thursday afternoon into Friday night, or 4. Friday night into Saturday morning. Nice even spread. Well done too, Pixie, Online Red, and Bronze. Nice job. Nice job. Cool.
We need better game show music.
That's good music. What's wrong with it?
It's okay, but it doesn't feel the
We need
best
a
for
clap.
trivia.
We need a clap at
That
this
too.
point.
Yeah, and a boo.
Yeah. And a boo. Yeah.
That's fine. I don't have.
Cool. Chandler's fake job at the time of his parents' disappearance was at 1. Space X, 2. Madison College, 3. American Family Insurance, or 4. A solar panel company. Chandler's fake job at the time of his parents' disappearance was at 1. Space X, 2. Madison College, 3. American Family Insurance, or 4. A solar panel company. I think it takes your first answer, Sal.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
I hope so. Oh, crap.
Yep. You're late. Well done too, Salvador, Online Red, and Pixie. Ooh, Pixie's rocking it today. And online.
They're cheating.
They've been here the whole time. Hey. Alrighty.
Oh, can we take my 69 off?
Take it up, quick. The neighbor, Lisa Murray, took a photo of the open window to the Haldersons' 1. Living room, 2. Kitchen, 3. Garage, or 4. Entryway. The neighbor, Lisa Murray, took a photo of the open window to the Haldersons' 1. Living room, 2. Kitchen, 3. Garage, 4. Entryway. These neighbors are so nosy. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We need a. We need one of them.
Wait.
That's better. Yay! I'm Bronze, Eric, Pixie, Little Peanut, and Mim. Oh wow! Online and Paige didn't get that one. I'm surprised. 9, 8, 7. All right, nearly there. Cool. Chandler said police can't get his parents' phone records without 1. A warrant, 2. A dead body, 3. Permission from Google, or 4. A subpoena. Chandler said police can't get his parents' phone records without 1. A warrant, 2. A dead body, 3. Permission from Google, or 4. A subpoena. Chandler.
Yeah.
Hi. You see my parents?
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Have you seen my mom?
Have you seen my mom?
Are you mommy? Will you be
see-
my new mommy?
Have you seen her legs?
Do you like fireplaces?
Yay,
Where do
everyone!
babies come from?
Well done. Good listening. Nice. Good job. Yeah, that was a pretty rare thing to say. They need a dead body.
I was just trying to impress you.
A dead body? What? You fool. Okay. At Miss Schuster's house, Chandler sat on 1, the oversized couch, 2, the ottoman, 3, the floor, 4, the dog. At Miss Schuster's house, Chandler sat on 1, the oversized couch, 2, the ottoman, 3, the floor, 4, the dog.
It rolls downstairs and under the chairs and over your neighbor's dog. It's a log. It's a
Log.
log. It's a log.
It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's
sure
better
it
than
is.
bad, it's good.
When you're climbing a ladder and you feel a sudden splatter, diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
Oh,
Diarrhea.
Oh, dear.
Classic.
What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs that's laid in front of your door?
Matt.
What do you call him when he is in the water?
Bob.
Bob, yeah. Yay! The floor, Mimsed, and Eris, and Pixie.
You know what you call
Well
a dog with
done.
no legs, right?
I'm sorry?
You know what you call a dog with no legs, right?
What?
Doesn't matter. He ain't going to come when you call him.
Yeah, it's true. It doesn't matter. Yeah, no point calling him. Nice.
God, we're brutal.
I think this is the last question coming up. Yes, it is.
Pretty big.
The female prosecutor, Attorney Raymond, was wearing what color blazer today? 1, red. 2, grey plaid. 3, blue. 4, black.
I just closed the freaking tab. God damn it.
How were your observation skills, everybody? The female prosecutor, Attorney Raymond, was wearing what color blazer today? 1, red. 2, grey plaid. 3, blue. Or 4, black.
2.
Kashush.
That's my
Shush,
opinion.
shush.
I don't know if it's true or not.
They've gone plaid.
I'm guessing. Or no, 3. Shit, 3. No,
I love
69.
these ones. I love these ones. These are great.
69 for 69.
You can't rewind fast enough.
69 for 69, baby.
I mean, if you're doing the full Jack Murphy voice, it's 69 for 69.
Online.
Well, why were you all upset when I was wrong?
You guys are all going to smack yourselves when you go back and see, because it was bright red and there were so many shots of her and she stood out like a sore thumb. It was like.
Is she single?
You go back and have a look and see if she's your type.
I'll check for a ring.
Sure. But she was like, this red blazer was so prominent throughout all of that vision.
Ooh.
You're just going to smack yourselves. Pixie is the winner! Yay! We need music.
I lost. I don't want to do music.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Yes! We have a winner! Yay, Pixie!
Or as they say in Mexico, we got
I was.
Yay! You know what? You can show your date tonight. I'm going to screenshot this right now.
Yes.
Hang on, screenshot this.
Tell your date
right
that
now.
you are the best at understanding people who unalive their parents.
I just screenshotted that, and you can, I'll put it on Discord, and you can show your date that you won, and with the little thing that says "Yay Me" on it, everything. And he's just gonna, like, you're gonna get
Tell
so
him
much D.
a
So much
random
D.
guy in America who has a huge ego and thinks America is amazing and we are the greatest country in the world and we never do anything wrong. And just tell him that a person in America thinks you are sexy and are amazing.
The person in America. That just makes it so great. Like, that's all we need. All we need is validation from Americans. That's
love
what we
that
live
joke.
for.
Well, I mean,
I
you wouldn't
live
need
to
it if you all
validate
pay
other
your share of
countries.
NATO.
Yeah. The ROTW. Rest
I
of the
mean, we've got
world.
about 10 to 15 years worth of this. So, living it up while I can.
Look, thanks, Elsie. We're so polite. Us Australians, most of us are polite here.
All right, folks. Well, I
Not my
actually got to go ahead and
experience,
duck out. So,
Okay, time.
no
Thank
worries.
you, Kaiser. Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
Much
absolutely.
appreciated.
Thanks for inviting me. I say
coming.
it's always kind of a little
Lovely.
bit of a little
I'm
bit
just
of a
breathing
crapshoot
hard,
because
but
I've
thanks for coming.
I'm going to call out the other names now. Cool.
right.
So we have
Later, y'all.
Old Line Red with, hang on, I have to read it on the bigger screen because of my eyes. Okay, so Pixie got 1 wrong and 7 correct. Online Red had 2 wrong and 6 correct. Umbronze had 3 wrong and 5 correct. Other players, we have Eris with 4 wrong and 4 correct. Lil Peanut had 5 wrong and 4 correct. Mimzed had 6 wrong and 4 correct. Paige M had 7 wrong and 3 correct. And Sal, there you are at the very bottom.
Yeah.
You like being on the bottom. And
Well, one I do, but the last time I disappointed a woman this bad was about 3 years ago.
Oh, really? No. You keep telling us about that. You really need to move on. And that is 8 wrong and 3 correct.
Just a general joke. It wasn't even referenced to her.
No.
No, it's just a general joke about disappointing a woman because
I know, dear. I know. But we love you for it. Okay, so that ends our holder quiz and our holder time today. Our Chazzle Dazzle stream. That was lots and lots of fun. And thank you everyone for showing up, for paying attention the entire time. I think the one that got everybody was actually the last one.
Yeah.
The red blazer. So what was that say, Paige? I think the number on top is just the rank. Number on top. Let me see what you're talking about. Number on top.
Back.
1
second.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, you might be right. Ah, thank you for that. Huh. Because, yeah, it doesn't add up otherwise, does it? Thank you, Paige. What a thicko. You are so right. Yeah, and Paige, yeah, now I'm I'm down with it now. Thank you. Not the number of incorrect answers. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense for it to highlight it like that. Like, oh, you're a dickhead. You got that many wrong. Oh dear. Okay, yes, thanks EU Cell and Chat. Thank you, Mimzed. Thank you everyone for being here. Darling, can you come back so we can say goodbye? Okay, never mind. Right, so anyway, do I have a mod left here? Is it Eris here still? Eris, would you mind chucking a link over to David's stream? That'd be really awesome. He's surely still streaming Whitmer, because it'd be really nice for everyone to just be able to jump straight over into David's stream. I'm sure everyone's already subbed to David's stream. Yes, thank you, Eris. Could you do that? That would be fantastic. As far as we are concerned, if Dali would come back, it'd be really great if we have to say goodbye to Mike Jensen instead. Yeah, yeah. No, there he is.
Sorry.
Hello. Thank you. I was just wondering if you'd come back in time to say goodbye.
No.
That's all.
Sorry. I hated to leave you there. I just
I'd be fine. It's just that we're about to say goodbye.
no, I know. Yeah, bathroom
Yeah.
issue.
Okay, thank you for that, Eris. So I was just saying that, yeah, is he actually live right now? Is David
Who?
still streaming
Yeah.
right now? He is?
I'm
Okay,
sure
great.
he is.
Yeah, cool.
Maybe-
So if you want to keep watching things tonight and chatting and stuff tonight, yes, tonight, isn't it? It's morning here. Yeah, if you want to keep watching stuff, definitely head over to Making Law Simple Network, Making Law Simple, because that's where to go. Thank you, Eris. Hello, Babu. Oh wow, God, he's beautiful.
I know, right?
He's so great.
And it's his birthday, or 2 days ago.
Birthday. Look at
2 days
you.
ago was his birthday, and
Very
then Junior's is in 2 days, Saturday.
Oh, such a gorgeous kitty. Good night, old line. Now, what I was just going to say, Sal, what are we doing tomorrow?
I don't know.
We don't know, do
because-
we? Because of Nick's
No.
stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
hoping it goes a while and I can join.
Yes.
Let's
Yes,
just say
that's true.
ends early. We will.
We'll do something then.
Yeah. Evening.
Okay. Maybe Pins?
I'm sorry.
Maybe Pins of our lives?
Maybe.
Do we
I
really want Pins of our lives?
PM. I get back 4 p.m. Eastern. So
Yeah.
I'm planning to do Peens of Our Lives on Saturday.
Oh, okay. Cool.
As well. I mean, we can do it. Or we can do
Oh, I can do another one of these easy.
well, you spend a lot of time doing that.
No props. No worries. I enjoy it. But no, like I can either do another one of these or might be able to put together something for Becky. We'll see.
Okay.
One or the other. But we'll find something.
Yeah.
So yeah, regardless, definitely I was just going to put into chat face for charity. Oh, you've done it already, Eris? You are a legend.
Yeah.
Okay. So Shutfaced for Charity. Shutfaced for Charity, I believe, is 9 a.m. Eastern on
Yes.
Friday, which is 11 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, good
Yeah.
Pixie. That's an excellent thing to do for a
And
day.
it seriously pisses me off because I'm at work at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
But
The
I'm
last one
hoping,
went for 5 or 6 hours, didn't it?
yeah, it's like
I think that's how long it lasted.
No, it went like 4 hours. When I
Yeah.
asked Nick if he had Dave there to end the stream
Yeah.
in case he gets too drunk.
Yeah.
And Nick was like, huh? Am I too drunk? I better end this. Ah. And the
can
stream
drink.
randomly ended.
You're right. You can drink.
And David went back on and met the goal.
And then somehow Nick ended up in one of our streams somewhere after
Yeah.
when he woke up. Anyway, so definitely be there for that. Definitely
be
want to make
amazing.
sure we can get as much more money into the kitty for
Seriously, like-
for Zach, because we'll do anything for Zach. I'm right now
I've talked
putting a
with
lot
Zach.
of my bill. Sorry,
Yeah.
yep. So I'm
ahead.
right now putting a lot of my spare time into some work for Zach. So I'm really hoping to have it ready in time for his stream on Rocators. And it's things are happening. Things are still happening for Zach.
Yes.
And we've got to keep the momentum up. We can't let it slip. It's just so important. So be there, be squares, and
Yeah.
just anything,
And-
$1, $5, whatever.
Whatever you can afford. Let me just
Yes.
say, he has such an uphill battle. He is innocent. He is. It is so disgusting what he's experienced. Support him however you can.
Nick will be there on that stream
Yes.
for Vices, and let's hope that that turns into a stream for a stream on Nick. I'm sure it will, but Nick just needs to he has to get his head around the case. So he needs to be on a stream with Solomon in order to understand what's going on. And anyone who gets on a stream with Solomon gets the picture of what's going on.
God, he's freaking amazing.
He is amazing. So yeah, Rackets is going on Vices. That's in October. That's really soon. And I need to have the work I'm doing. I want it ready for them. So so it's really important to it's important to me to spend time, which is like billable time for me, on that. And just anything anyone can give for Zach's cause is just so important. So yeah, and I really would like as much as possible for people to just turn up for Nick's stream and just do whatever they can to support. It'd be great. It's gonna be fun.
Ooh.
Yay. All right. See you guys over in David's chat soon. I'm gonna pop over there pretty shortly. And have a great night, everyone. See you later on. Thank you for turning up. And I think I will get my little thing going. How do you do it? Oh, whoops.
Whoops.